continue our deep dive into 196 to the year when rock and roll officially got bored. If the first 5 songs established the perfect codes of boredom, this block shows how America missed its last chances for salvation. Here we will see how the urgency of the dance craze forced great artists like Sam Cooke to sing about the twist and the genius Ray Charles to drown in string arrangements. The main question we will ask is, why couldn't American producers see the revolutionary potential in the raw R&B of Booker T and the MGEs or the screaming soul of the Contours? They preferred glamour, innocence, Brian Hyland, and safety. This is our remembrance of the moment when music became a commodity, not a rebellion. And in this intrigue, the British saw their insight. They realized they just needed to take this American fire, strip off its tuxedo, and bring back the dirt. Let's go!
Number 5.
We outlined the vacuum, but it wasn't empty. It was filled with songs that completed the crisis. The first group is Dance Mania, the urgency for the Beatles, break the dictatorship of the dance floor and restore insight into meaning.
Do You Love Me is chaos, but controlled chaos.
To let you know, I can really shake 'em down.
The song asks, dance now, ask questions later. The vocals are screaming, the rhythm is tearing, but the main goal is the twist, the mashed potato. This is a remembrance of how Motown, instead of deepening emotions, turned them into energy for the feet. It was a great track, but it amplified the intrigue. Why did American music urgently become needed only for the dance floor? The British realized they needed to bring substance back to music. Question: wouldn't this song have been even more powerful if it had not only rhythm, but also insight into a story? The Contours are brilliant, but they are the best servants of functional music. Number 4.
The second code is sterile polish. Great artists like Ray Charles were forced to work with sickly sweet, perfect arrangements. Intrigue: even genius cannot save a song if it sounds like elevator music.
You Don't Know Me by Ray Charles is a masterpiece, but in a silk package. It lacks the dirt of soul for which he was loved. Orchestral strings, a perfectly calibrated chorus. This is a remembrance of how talent was sacrificed for good taste. Question: why couldn't even his genius spark the urgency of rebellion? Because the song was too adult, too elegant. The British saw the intrigue in this. They needed to return Charles's own fire to him. They showed that true insight into R&B doesn't require a tuxedo and a symphony orchestra. Number 3.
The third code is instrumental independence. Booker T and the MGEs brought a clean, raw riff. This was their insight into the roots. But even this gem remained almost unnoticed until the British urgently stole it for their own songs.
Green Onions is the perfect, raw, funky riff. This is the intrigue and a remembrance of what real R&B should sound like. No vocals, no excessive polish, pure organ power. But the question: why didn't this song explode on the pop charts? Because it was too black, too instrumental. It remained in the shadows. This exact riff became the blueprint that the British urgently stole. This was their insight into the dirty sound. They realized this sound needed to be combined with simple, shouting vocals. Number 2.
The fourth code is the glamour smile. Sam Cooke, one of the kings of soul, paid tribute to the twist in 1962. His question was simple: how to make money. The urgency for the British show that soul has not only legs but also a soul.
Sam Cooke, a genius, but Twist in the Night Away is a remembrance of compromise. Cooke, capable of the deepest soul, is forced to sing about the twist. The song is beautiful, but it confirmed the dance craze when music became a commodity, a glamorous rapper for movement, the intrigue for the British. They realized they could take this voice, this melody, but fill it with lyrics about insight into real life, not the dance floor. This was the urgency to restore Cook's own legacy. Question: do you feel Cook is a bit bored here? Number 1.
The final code is hyper-innocence. Brian Hyland took the angel ideal to absurdity. Music for the first kiss, not for rebellion. The Beatles urgently demanded sex, dirt, and mistakes instead of sealed with a kiss.
Sealed with a Kiss is the quintessential naive innocence of 1962. Brian Hyland sings about saying goodbye so sweetly, so safely, that it's not a farewell, but a soda commercial. This is a remembrance of a world with no conflict, no passion, only the intrigue of tear-pure romance. Question: can you imagine how this sweetness set John Lennon's teeth on edge? The urgency was to inject sex, humor, and cynicism into music. The Beatles gave insight into real, dirty relationships, destroying this code of the perfect but empty postcard.
The rock section announces the next top 5 videos. The time has come for the final act of American Oblivion. In the next block, we will show how these 5 songs definitively opened the gates for the British invasion. Get ready for intrigue and questions.
Dal Shannon, Runaway, our last remembrance of clean, lonely rock. Why couldn't this brilliant artist create insight into mass rebellion? And how did his Runaway become a symbol of the genre's decline?
Chubby Checker the Twist, this is not just a song, it's a dictatorship. Our main question: how did the twist create the urgency of movement but cancel insight into any meaning besides dance?
Elvis Presley, Good Luck Charm, The Fall of the King. How urgently did he need to bring back the dirt? His Good Luck Charm became a remembrance of glamorous compromise.
Johnny Hallyday, Let's Twist Again, a global intrigue. How did the French Elvis double show that the European market urgently demanded American hits, but not American emotions?
The Marvelettes, Please Mr. Postman, the final Motown question. This was the song the Beatles made their first no. 1. Why didn't American producers see the intrigue and insight into the future of soul in it? We will conclude 1962 and show how the vacuum became perfect. Wait for it. Great